guy has to carry him. He's up against Name, who's considered one of the best AD carries in the world. It's a tricky task, that's for sure, for Dark Passage. We'll see how the bans work.
And I think that's a really good point to bring up too, because Name's not this really good AD carry that even has a big potential to go sort of crazy and throw games. He's not like he's going to give you even that small opening where he jumps into a team fight. He's very cautious with his play, and he's very smart and patient with his play. So if they do get ahead, then he doesn't leave a lot of openings for a team to jump on.
So let's have a look down the bans here. We see Edward Gaming banning out Nidalee, most played champion from Fabulous in that top lane. Alistair, another just all-around very strong pick at this point. On the other side, they actually ban out Twitch, first of all. Third most played champion statistically for Name, with a decent record as well. We'll see how that one goes. Zilean also banned away, and it's hard to ban someone like you out because he just plays pretty much everything.
Well, that Twitch ban is exactly what they did as their first ban yesterday. I wonder if it's just something that Dark Passage as a team do not like dealing with, maybe.
Well, Name very scary on Twitch.
Yeah, of course.
I'm kind of sad that they're actually banning out the Twitch and Zilean, because EDG do run a very cool variations on Twitch Zilean compositions in which they speed up, and you do get to see Name's patience and his really skillful positioning. Won't see it this time around, though. He's definitely versatile. He can always go with that Lucian as well. Maokai goes through, though, with EDG spending 2 top lane bans and the Rise coming in for the final ban. It's a pretty easy pickup for them. Many Chinese teams love to have that team fighting. Maokai, one of the premier team fighting top laners, is going to be a very big pickup for Koro.
Well, Dark Passage first picked Lee Sin yesterday. We'll see whether they stick with this Kha'Zix that Crystal is currently hovering over. We do see Lucian getting locked in for Holy Phoenix, so we'll see. Of course, has had a pretty successful win rate so far in the World Championships, Lucian.
Yeah, and they do take it away from Name. Yeah. So sort of 2 takeaways from him, and we'll get to see what his third string sort of is here. The Kha'Zix, as we said last time, I really just like this jungler all around right now. He does pretty much everything well, except tank. We'll see here, though. Rengar locked in on the other side. Yes, we get to see the hunt. If this game goes long, then maybe we do get to see that epic hunt between Kha'Zix and Rengar.
It's got to be 2 level 16s. There's a bunch of conditions in there. It could go that long. Don't get me wrong. Could well do. FCZF, though, getting in that Janna once again. Expecting to see the Meki Soul Stealer again from him. Not too many people running Janna. Really just Jay, FCZF, and of course we're going to see it probably later on from Najim Whiteshield when we reach Singapore.
Yeah, I think the thing with Janna is that it was really a recent trend that emerged right before everyone went into boot camp before Worlds. So there's no telling how many of these teams took that boot camp time to actually pick up Janna. She's not that hard to pick up for a team. No. And we've seen so many
It's an old champion that's been around for a very long time throughout the years. And as you mentioned, on the hunt, but more importantly, Clear Love. This is a Rengar. This is his 2nd most played champion. You could argue, obviously, alongside Kha'Zix as well. Jarvan being his main one. Interesting that he didn't go towards that when he's played it 15 times throughout the season.
Yeah, they've also, though, had a lot of Rengar bans aimed at them, 8 in total across the season. So a lot of teams saying we don't want Clear Love to get in on towards this one. We've seen Nunu actually being picked up here for Dark Passage alongside the Kha'Zix, and Thresh is in there. So I was going to say Nunu support, then I looked down the list, and then you've got Thresh there. Fabulous going to bring out a top lane Nunu. How are they going to go with it?
All right, Joe, I'll give you a 3% chance that it's a top lane Nunu, because that is a viable option, but it would definitely mean they will be lacking in damage. Probably going to be a solo lane Kha'Zix and a jungle Nunu. That's where I'm going to put my money.
Fabulous. It's a pentakill. That's what he got it on back in, well, Season 3, so it's a long time ago. But, of course, it is a champion. He has played very well. Catching us all off guard there, honestly. Orianna in the mid lane and Hogmore picked up for Name. We'll see how that one works out for him. Ooh. Strong champion for him. It's his 2nd most played. He's 9-1 on it from the summer of the LPL.
Another favorite from Name, and he does have the Janna and the Orianna, so shields on shields for him, plus they have the reset if they need it. And Maokai, one of the best healing tanks in the game. So good at protecting Kog'Maw. He doesn't have to use Twisted Advance to engage. He can use it if Kha'Zix ever jumps in. He's so good at locking down Kha'Zix. If you take away that mobility of any of these melee assassins like Kha'Zix, then it really, really stymies their team fighting here. And this EDG team just looks like it's going to be very hard for Dark Passage to really break into.
So final pick for Dark Passage was in fact Xerath. We did see Naru playing Xerath once during International Wildcard. Funnily enough, out of the 7 games he played 7 different champions. So already shown that he's got depth in his champion pool. He's up against you this time around, who may not be the most formidable mid laner in China, but he's going to have a hard time.
We're going to see how this one works out. Definitely an interesting team comp. Edward Gaming, honestly, it is a strong composition from them. Dark Passage, we'll see whether this works out. Are they going to try and fast push those towers? Is it going to work out against them? Because that's not really a team comp they can do it against.
Right. I mean, we do see oftentimes solo lane Kha'Zix, they'll pick up the Tiamat into the Hydra, so then they can sort of split push. But EDG, not only do they have massive team fighting, but they've got a Rengar on their team. And if ClearGov gets any sort of foothold in this game, Rengar's great at taking out split pushers. I don't know. It seems like EDG have so many answers for this game here.
Yeah, if we think back to the last Rengar, Insec on it yesterday, going full damage. And with that Maokai in there, there's a possibility that he'll go the same way. We'll find out. Don't forget, guys, you can keep sharing your predictions for this game over on Twitter. Send the hashtag EDGWin or DPWin to @LOL Esports, and we'll be checking back a little bit later on to see if the voting shifts once we're actually in game. We've said it before, this is a mammoth task for Dark Passage. Gonna be a hard game for them, but honestly, you also have to feel that at this stage, the team has nothing to lose.
Yeah, and I want to see what they do with sort of the beginning of this game, because ClearLove on Rengar, he'll probably be hard farming his jungle here. ClearLove sort of likes to do that anyway, and so on Rengar, it's a pretty clear path for him. This is going to be up to Crystal and the rest of Dark Passage to try and do some counter jungling, take away as many of the large jungle monsters as they can to delay the Pharaoh Flare stacks and the experience gain.
Oh, he just saw him. I think they were trying to set up a cheeky push gank there, but we saw in the previous matchup it can't work. But this time Name, spotted it out.
Now a delayed invade over a ward. This is not a good situation, and this is only a 3-man invade here, so you should probably not go through with this.
I'm just getting flashbacks to Samsung yesterday. We'll see, though.
Oh, looking for the lane.
Putting a ward down there, and we can actually see that Maokai and Rengar are on the top side of the map, so kind of switching position here. EDG looking for that invade. As you mentioned, the ward went down between the turrets to spot those early movements towards the lane.
Yes.
Exactly the same done by EDG. That ward was spotted on the top side, though.
Looking for that lane swap. Let's see. You know, Kog'Maw, he gets a huge boost in lane power when he does get that level 6. In which case, then they'd want to swap it back. Let's see here. Dark Passage. They haven't... I don't think that ward saw them yet, so they don't know the Kog'Maw's down bottom. But they're already sort of initiating lane swap.
I think Naru saw him earlier on, remember. There's the ward that spots them, though. Name and
they head back down.
Spotted out. So will be a 2v2. Yeah, they're going to choose straight to head back down there. There goes Holy Phoenix in touch. And they are going to get to lane a little bit later than EDG.
Yeah, so they were sort of preparing for the situation where EDG would lane swap top, but since they did not do it, it actually gives the early shove and lane control over to Name and FCZF. See here, the Kog'Maw plus Janna early. They don't shove it. Don't want to get overextended at all. Pretty much though, we'll see how he does work his way towards that level 6.
Interested to see how Holy Phoenix does. Obviously, his first real major tournament. Couldn't compete in International Wildcard last year because, well, quite frankly, he was too young. You might not believe it by having a look at him. The guy looks, well, certainly older than his actual age at this point, but this is his chance to really shine and show what he's made of. The hook, right? Aim from touch, just didn't quite have the range there to land onto Name.
And Name doesn't even flinch. He's got the extra move speed from Janna, just keeps walking the straight line, barely out of range of that hook.
This is a matchup and not seen in a while, that's for sure. Maokai versus a Kha'Zix. We'll see how Koro deals with this one. Fabulous. The champion he's well versed on. And the fact that he didn't go towards it yesterday, I was interested to see how he would choose this one. Got to keep our eye on exactly how he builds this Kha'Zix. Of course, a lane Kha'Zix is something we've not seen, certainly in Europe and North America, for quite a while.
Yeah, not since the days of mid-lane Kha'Zix and the bursty build that he was. After he got changed, a lot of people pretty much gave up mid-lane Kha'Zix altogether, but Fabulous, this is an old favorite for him. It's something he's very comfortable on. He's taken that extra crystalline flask just because he is melee and up at melee range with Maokai. Maokai doing all that AoE damage. Straight magic. He doesn't want to get shoved out of lane.
Holy Phoenix and Touch here, just exerting a bit of dominance down on this bottom side. We'll see if they can set anything up there. We're expecting Clearlove to be a little less active, I think, on these lanes, just due to the fact that he is one of those junglers, and with Rengar will want to hit level 6 as fast as possible. And of course, as I say he starts headed towards the top side.
So the other thing about Maokai is that he's also great at setting up ganks, and Clearlove in the perfect position to get that jump from Bush.
Oh, no, he got away. I think he has. He's reached the tower just in time. Clearlove could not get close enough. Good play from Fabulous. The leap of flash required.
Very good flash there from Fabulous. And he did have a ward in the side bush too, because the way you lane Kha'Zix is that you harass with your Qs, which do not draw minion aggro, and then you go into the side bush to get your passive up. Then is the only time that you would want to trade with an auto attack. Do that every once in a while, and then you have to reset your passive by going back into that bush.
Clearlove waiting again towards middle. We saw Naru basically using his entire mana pool earlier on just to burst down a little bit of damage. Crystal coming up around the backside of Koro here. That's going to be a lot of damage. First of all, will twist and advance away, but they've got double slows here. Not exactly easy to run off, but Koro manages it with the help of the flash, though.
Gank for gank, flash for flash. So far, so good for Dark Passions. Up 200 gold. And Nunu, of course, has rushed with the Quill Coat here, so he dropped an extra ward in that river. Very safe setup here for Fabulous in the top side. Not a lot of good pre-6 gank paths here for Clearlove, so I expect him to stay back in the jungle, hard farming from now on, especially with their bottom lane, the Kog'Maw and Janna, as we said, trying to get to that level 6 point before they really go too aggressive.
Just gonna hold off and keep the farm going, doing a fairly decent job of it. Holy Phoenix is doing what's required on Lucian, just to bully him as much as possible. His Death Sentence is not quite landing yet from Touch.
Yeah, and you just heard there, ooh, 4 men roaming down bottom.
Level 6.
Level 6. They're going to actually spawn from this ward here, which means an instant move back.
They saw him.
This could be really bad. There's a Lantern actually going down. You will put the ball on towards Touch, and that ward basically saving them there.
Holy just though. My God, it was close. Crystal now caught out. Clearlove putting some good damage down on towards him. Only the support of Naru is what forces Clearlove away. If you would have been a bit closer, they could have got the first blood.
Efficient pathing so far here from Clearlove. You can see he's got the slight level advantage. I mean, Crystal's almost to that 5, so it's not too big. But really, that sort of half gank down bottom was only a few steps for him. He was clearing out double golems, and it only cost him a tiny bit of time to head over there.
This mid lane going well for Naru so far. 55 to 50 CS, both of them with the Chalice and Doran's Ring. Naru has now hit level 6 as well. And no, he's also a champion where if he decides to go down and Touch can land a hook in, he can obviously at high range do a good bit of damage with that ultimate. Meanwhile, Koro and Fabulous again on this top side, just going to be exchanging a little bit of damage. Koro going for that Rod of Ages start. We're getting the Catalyst in there soon.
Meanwhile, Fabulous, since he's against the AP laner, going for early Hex Shrinker, double AP team, it will serve him well. Even Kog'Maw with a decent amount of mixed damage there.
Interesting to see how Clearlove builds this Rengar as well. We've seen a number of different ways of building a Rengar, building into what you're against, whether it'll go aggressive, whether it'll go full on defensive. I expect a little bit of aggression, especially since they are considered the massive favorites coming into this match, but EDG, fairly risk-averse. They don't want to, go too aggressive this early on. It is, after all, only their second game of the group.
And remember, the team that they brought into this game, their composition, they're very well equipped for team fights much later on, and they're waiting. Here's the point. Clear Love actually level 6 with red buff with 4 stacks of ferocity. We'll see how many he ends. Oh, he's getting 5 off the double golems. 4 is not enough. This is 100% very well prepped gank. Everything from Clear Love. Let's see if they're able to position in time. Crystal is coming in just in the nick of time for a counter gank here.
Let's see how this one works out. Rengar will only be getting involved here in a second. FCZF that will get hooked up. Crystal is going to come in with the lance, and Absolute Zero comes in. Holy Phoenix, and Name might go down as well. Solo burn from the red. Fabulous comes down with the TP. Can they get any more? Koro's been hooked in. Touches on top of him as well. Koro does get the kill on Crystal. They're so low there underneath the tower, but DP come out.
Here comes Orianna too.
2 for 1. Orianna's going to be too late, I think, to come to that one. But you looking to get in on the action. Naru even moving down. He might, go for it here with his ultimate. He's going to go to the back of the Dragon Pit. Slightly too late.
Too early. Oh, if only Fabulous had evolved his wings, he'd have got the reset and he could have cleaned up there, but instead he went for the Void Spikes. Wasn't to be, but what a great clutch from Dark Passage.
Beautiful timing here. Crystal, he got into position. They set up this gank. What a hook from touch there. Fakes them out. You think he's going for the AD carry. Actually hits FCZF. So FCZF out of the fight instantly. And they also got the exhaust down onto Clear Love as soon as he jumped in. So he wasn't able to return a lot of damage. Nunu, that was basically the best position for him to be in. You get the Lantern into the fight and pop off your ultimate. There's no way that EDG can get away from that. The Dragon fight, though, starting out during the replay.
Dragon low. There is Crystal off to the side. He's got Smite available. He's going to come in for it. It goes over to EDG, though. Clear Love trying to get involved. Crystal is going to fall, but can they get any more? They're focusing towards touch. That's 2 kills for EDG, plus the Dragon. And just like that, they gave themselves 1,000 gold lead.
They answer back very quickly. They use that team fighting that they've brought. Maokai plus a good shockwave, followed up by Clear Love. Dragon and several kills here for EDG. They don't really let that bottom lane shenanigans sit for long before they answer back.
But Fabulous fancies this one. Koro taking a lot of damage. He's got that ultimate. The passive worked out here. He has got a red buff, but Koro, he's safe. He's on towards the tower, and Fabulous, though, not afraid to brawl. Caught actually on towards the tower. Fabulous, not quite the damage. One more Q. No, he takes a tower hit. Has to back away. So close. In comes Clear Love. Stealthing towards it. Slowed down by the Void Spikes. How's he going to get close enough? No. Fabulous is safe.
Evolved Void Spikes, D-Man. There you go.
Yeah, that is why.
They may have not got the reset, but man, did it save him there. Beautiful shot. Fortunate shot.
Yeah, I mean, he was stealthed up running in there, worked out for him perfectly. Now look at this Crystal. Success on his first move to the bottom lane. He's in that brush without being spotted once again. Absolute Zero is up and available, but can they bait them through? There is the hook, going to go wide, and that might give EDG a bit of comfort in this bottom lane now to move forward.
They did ping in that bush as well. That was a blue ping from EDG in this bush. Yes, there is a pink ward, but maybe he was a little bit sloppy getting in and a minion saw him. Or they just have good game sets. There he is.
One way of spotting it. So Name building him towards that Triforce, while Holy Phoenix, he's a long way towards that Infinity Edge. He's coming out quite well here with that kill and assist that he got down in the first brawl of the game. Touch taking a bit of damage, but they're giving as good as they're getting down this bottom lane. They're doing well against FCZF and Name.
Well, he's got the Lucian Thresh and some babysitting as well from Nunu. Really, though, the top lane, I mean, this is where Fabulous should start to take over. Oh, what?
Oh, and he's going for it again. Koro taking a good chunk of damage here from Fabulous. Actually, has popped his ultimate. He's going to go for this one. Ulti for Koro as well. Here's Fabulous going to go for this one the whole way. The Void Spikes come in. Koro, once again, going to go incredibly low. His TP just came off cooldown, though, so he can get straight back up to that lane.
It's working so well for him in that top lane. Just not quite enough damage, though. The Brutalizer will be picked up soon. He's got to be careful he doesn't stick around here. Koro is baiting him in. Clearlove's going to try and sneak around the side, but it is a ward.
Ultimate is not quite back up for Clearlove, and that's definitely going to be a back. Pretty dangerous to bait that one, but Clearlove does get to soak up some extra experience. Let's see here. He's got 21 stacks on his Flare of Flare. Still a ways to go.
This bottom lane, really nicely done so far. I mean, they're going to have this advantage. I can also say collapsed nicely for those kills earlier. Crystal actually went back in tower range, which was the death of him. So not perfect execution on that one, but Dark Passage giving as good as they've got here, as you mentioned earlier, Demon. 20 CS lead, though, in this middle lane has appeared for you. And there's the flash through, trying to get into one. Oh, the stun under the tower, though. That's big damage. Ulti comes down.
Whoa.
1, 2. Number 3 doesn't land. It would have been the kill.
Wow, 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 wow. I tell you what, Dark Passage have turned up to play today. Right now, Fabulous, he's returning back towards that top lane. Rod of Age is still not completed by Koro. They're making the move actually down towards the bottom half. And Naru's actually could well be the focus here. I don't think he can brawl with Fabulous at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. As we said, the top lane now, Fabulous has a very good hold on that lane. Maokai's not a very strong laner, and with the Brutalizer on top of his Hex Drinker, he not only has a substantial amount of attack damage, but he's got the defense and the armor penetration. So all he has to do is spam his Qs and then get those passive powered auto attacks, as we said, weaving in and out of the bush to gain control. Really, though, we have to go over another one of Clearlove's ultimates ganks foiled here. He has not had the success that we've seen earlier from Rengar.
See if he can fix that here, though. Level 9, his ultimate will be coming up here in just a little while. We do actually have Crystal headed towards the top lane. There's no ward in there either. He will just scan out to take a peek at that. Koro will be forced onto his turret, though, as we do see that minion wave pushing through. Crystal decided completely against that one. In fact, he's going to come down to this river, try and clear out the wall. Spots you coming through, though, and decides, I'm not going to stick around. I don't want to fight against that Orianna.
Clearlove headed bottom, but his timing may be a bit off. The recall's already started.
Oh. Quick slam onto Fabulous as he tries to catch onto Koro. That's one way to keep him under control, that's for sure. Just knock him back every time he jumps on you. Wings not quite evolved, about to hit level 11. We'll see whether he goes for them.
Ooh, Name just completed his Trinity Force, so now is a pretty big boost in power for him. As well as a rushed Medjai's here. Not even upgrading boots of mobility or gold generation item. Just straight up Sightstone and then rushing that Medjai's for FCZF. The confidence here.
Dragon is spawning. EDG in position once again. Clearlove goes for it, the stun! Blind stun from Naru. Pink ward there, yeah, spots him. Quickly blocks that out, and again, it's another ultimate use.
And he's got those Moby boots, because he wanted to have more effective ganks rather than throwing out more ganks and going with the cooldown reduction. So every one of those that does not pay off is going to be a fairly long wait for him. Does mean that they do gain vision control almost all the way around the bottom side river, though. Dark Passage is still with their single ward. Teleports available for both top laners as well.
Yeah, one big advantage between them is, of course, that Koro can interrupt Fabulous, whereas Fabulous cannot do the same. So if he was to go back there, there's the Wings evolution from Fabulous. Will get the resets if they get the kills.
Thing is, yeah, with those two top laners, yeah, Koro could interrupt the teleport from Fabulous, but really, the two top laners, them coming in on teleports, it's good for...
Oh, this is bad news. He's dead, yeah.
Solo.
Caught out completely there. did actually use his ghost, didn't have a flash available, and well, Dragon's just come up, and EDG say thank you very much.
Perfect timing right there. You know, even though that ward is there, it would be a very dangerous move to steal the Dragon. Good flash.
Good flash, counter flash. Holy Phoenix trading with him. Has he got enough? I'm not sure. The culling going through, but no. Nami takes him down, and now Touch is in trouble. EDG just close the net, pick up the Dragon, and just like that, they get themselves a huge lead over Dark Passage.
Yeah, that one's really going to hurt. Not only did they already have to give up the Dragon, but trying to sneak that kill while everybody from EDG was doing Dragon does cost them 2 more. What I was going to say about those top laners teleporting in, though, is you generally want your tanks to be there at the beginning of team fights. And you generally want Kha'Zix to be there, you know, halfway through so he can clean up. So the teleport timings would work out for Fabulous. But now it looks like the teams of those 2 top laners will be disproportionate in the amount of power. Let's see here. They do go for it. They know everybody's on Dragon, so they were trying to get a quick summoners and then get out. Teleport, though, means they can't leave. Koro gets down there. Fabulous, as he said, there's nothing he can do about it. And they lock up 2 kills.
So, where does that leave us then? 4,000 gold the difference for Edward Gaming. 6-2 up in kills. One apiece on the towers. If we look down Clearlove again, we'll want to keep an eye on his build. Feral Flare is now finished. Got himself a Vamp Scepter as well, so going full-on damage for this one. Wants to get that aggressive play style out onto the map and really utilize the power that this Rengar has. Meanwhile, Holy Phoenix trying to clear out the bottom side, and well, I feel like I've been baited into this one somewhat. 78% of you think that Dark Passage are going to win.
Good morning, Turkey, I believe, is what we can use there. Here we go. Clearlove Stealth coming in once again. This time they will find that target. Holy Phoenix locked up. He goes down. And now Touch. Flash comes out. Clearlove lands the bolo. Will get locked up again with the Howling Gale. He's not going to be able to escape this one, or is he? No, Clearlove says no.
I love how Crystal came in there as well. It was like, huh? No, I'm leaving from this one. Fabulous is actually going for Koro here, using his ulti, but you see that Rod of Ages, the power that it gives towards Koro. No mana left for Fabulous, and Koro will be able to just get back into farming.
Yeah, you don't want to get too close to those bushes. Crystal really wanted to try and lend some support to their support there, but if you get too close, then you're going to get caught as well. That's sort of trickling in one by one. Never want that to happen. They have to back off. Really, though, this entire bottom lane side has been taken over. Nami, after he got his Trinity Force, really put in on some fancy moves here, and they've got plenty of ward coverage down around the blue side. FCZF getting in there to establish their ward line, which will definitely prep them for the next blue that comes up.
So big advantage slowly growing for EDG, and this fits their style. You know, always a little bit slow to get going, but when they get going, holy hell, do they cause pain. A Dark Passage, I got a feeling within the next 10 minutes some serious pain is coming their way.
And yeah, I am gonna keep my eye on that blue because, oh, never mind, Nara's already wearing it. Those were just taken.
You know, is he gonna be trying to collapse in on this bottom side? Credit to Dark Passage here in there. Defensive warding inside of River and around that blue buff. Might not help them though, because Clearlove's coming in. But look at this, there's 3 men in there. They do get spotted out. Clearlove dives to the front. It's 1 versus 3 as the rest of the team do finally join in. Holy Phoenix goes down. There's a TP from Fabulous. Here comes you though. Where is the shockwave? There it is. It pulls both of them back in. You get the 1 kill for the Rampage. Touch is going to fall. That's a double now for you. And Naru tried to help out there, but was sent packing instead. And that is 3 kills for EDG. Possibly a tower with this next minion wave.
Yep, shoving up 2 lanes right now. They didn't even need Koro for that team fight. Doing his best to get that mid lane into the turret as well. Going to be a secondary here for EDG.
Yeah, Naru, oh, Clearlove coming around the backside of him. He's got the stun ready and waiting. Oh, flashed it out of it. Nicely done. That will save him for now, but it will not keep the tower safe. Mid lane, meanwhile, you do see Koro. He's rotating around. He's going to join the rest of his team. They now have 5 members down the bottom here. They could keep the pressure on.
See a recall here from a couple of members of EDG, but all of a sudden that gold lead moving up towards 9,000. It's a big, big lead that they've built up, just trying to catch those guys that were recalling FCZF just escapes in front of Crystal's eyes. Nothing that Crystal could do to stop that one, but DP actually trying to get some deeper wards in here. Let's have another look at that one, and again, it's clear of stealthed up.
Yeah, look at that pause. He pauses right here too because his ultimate reveals, oh, there's more people in this bush than we thought. But after taking stock of the situation, yes, we will take this 3-on-3. Immediately targeting Lucian, and he goes down so quickly. Teleport is canceled because he knows they're outnumbered and the AD carry has already gone down. So a good cancel there by Fabulous. Able to at least make sure that he doesn't die as well.
Interesting to see how the stacks are building actually on FCZF. They must be starting to clock in there. He got that a while ago and he's definitely picked up a chunk of skill. There you go, it's already at 6, so that is not quite money worth. It's when he gets to 8, I believe it is, the actual count on that one. I'm sure people in the world of Reddit and Twitter will correct me if I'm wrong. So, EDG, big advantage, expected honestly, but Dark Passage, they started off well. This is a good early showing, but no surprises. Crystal caught out. Oh, gets away by the Lantern. Nice.
Yeah, he was trying to stand on top of it there to prevent him going back, but not quite working out for him. And again, it's Clearlove that tries to make those plays with that Rengar ultimate. This Dragon not going to be challenged by Dark Passage, and that will bring the gold almost to 10,000 here for EDG. So look down the scoreboard, you having a great game at 5-0-1. Deathcap, Athene's Void Staff now added in as well. We've got that Blade of the Ruin King on Name.
Yeah.
Other side, there's a Ghost Blade Infinity Edge for Holy Phoenix, but I'm not sure that he can just trade with him at this point.
No, I mean, Trinity Force and Blade turn your AD carry into a much more substantial fighter. Kog'Maw here, he's got so many different speed boosts to rely on at this point, and so many sources of sort of burst damage there with the active as well from Blade that it's even going to be sort of scary for Fabulous to jump in on him now.
See whether the split push can work out for DP, because that's really their only saving light right now. But the problem is, they need to be 5 members to prevent this EDG powerhouse pushing through. Fabulous, we haven't really seen him other than that opening aggression. You can see him down the bottom. Yes, he's probably going to get this inner turret, outer turret, but going to lose an inner for it.
Yeah, I mean, he's gone with that Hydra that we talked about. He can split push very quickly. He does have the evolved spike rack, but as you said, a bottom outer turret, not quite worth the Baron control that EDG are setting up right now. Notice how deep the wards EDG are placing right now. The full red side jungle lit up for them. They've got lane pressure as well. Even Name and FCZF keeping the rest of Dark Passage busy right now.
This is an easy Baron. Well controlled, 2-man Baron. They're going to get a little bit of support from Koro towards the end, but Clearlove has done all of the hard work. Baron is secured for EDG. So, big advantages. Every objective, Dragon and Baron, taken by them, 4 towers to 2. And Dark Passage are slowly but surely being suffocated back into their base.
Gonna be a very hard comeback for Dark Passage. This is, the scenario that they really needed to avoid, falling too far behind. And I think this is what happens a lot, that, if the underdog team, actually we'll just forget this because EDG are going to go in for this one. They've actually got towards Touch and just gets blown to pieces. Crystal actually going for the absolute zero. The Cully coming back, but it hardly dents Koro, especially with Command Protect on him. And that's another turret going down. Second inner turret for Edward Gaming. Fabulous doesn't want to stick around there. They will jump on you if you're not careful. But my point was that this, I think, happens often when you have a big favorite in a game, that a lane phase can be close, but you really see the skill gap difference between the two teams as the game progresses, and things just snowball out of control.
Yeah, EDG completely playing by the books here. They've cleaned up the map right now. Now they can easily siege up here. They do have the Kog'Maw, so it's easy for him to get a shield, activate his W, a couple of long-range hits, and you cannot really engage on this EDG team. There's so many options for them to peel for Name. It's ridiculous to try and get to the backlines. That's why you can see Fabulous is not even thinking about jumping in. They're just trying to pelt them. Xerath and Kha'Zix trying to do as much poke as they can. Lucian's culling coming back up soon, so they may be able to culling one more wave, but That's about it.
Name just stood waiting. He's like, yeah, you're not going to hit me. I'm not moving, just going to relax, just chill here. Pushes forward, takes himself another turret for his team. And you talked about it, obviously, the difference in this one. I think it was really all about that bottom fight. You know, Dark Passage came out on top, but the instant reaction from EDG to come straight in, take the dragon, pick up 2 kills. And that is really the difference, the instant reaction, the instant decisiveness of the teams between them. And EDG, obviously, far more experienced, despite Dark Passage being the big Turkish champions. You know, they've won heavily in their region. The fact is, the Chinese region is a much stronger region. EDG have dominated since their creation back in the spring.
One thing that I have noticed about watching both EDG and Royal Club, it's very hard for their opponents to find times to return to base for healing or purchasing. You know, anytime they get an item breakpoint, it's very hard for them to work in the small window of time to actually go back to base. Just basing against these teams is an objective in itself. And EDG, they finish that dragon before the replay's even up. And then they clean up some extra kills because you're trying to get there in time to answer what they've already started.
Continuing to use this Baron, just a minute left on it. They're going to see if they can take maybe an inhibitor turret. They've got the top lane being pushed in by Koro. And this 4-1 split, sorry, is going to work well in their favor. Can they catch anyone off? You can see Clearlove stood on a ward. Will spot that one, sweeps it out. Ultimate being used by Naru just to keep them at bay and throw everything they can at Name. But he's quite confident that he's going to survive through that one. The shielding from FZZF keeping him safe. And now they're just seeing if they can draw anyone into the jungle. I don't think Dark Passage are foolish enough to fall for it, though.
Well, they'll probably die if they do. See there, touch warding over the top of the wall, and Koro just walking between middle and top lane here, pushing that wave out once again, and they're just going to go straight in. The box used so early there from Touch. They do manage to hook in Clearlove. Can they burst him down? Less than half HP remaining, but he's able to walk away. That turret going low. Now May will get the kill on towards Nunu, and that is the inhib turret going down. They do hook in Clearlove once again. There's the shockwave onto Fabulous. You right at the front here, and that will force them off. Inhib going to EDG.
Pretty easy cleanup for them. I mean, they don't have to even dive. You know, just Clearlove popping his ultimate there. Name easily can hit the turret from range and they could play it safe, but they're just so far ahead that they can just bully their way right into the base. One inhibitor down means that the second push will be that much easier. They've got plenty of money to spend here. Go up and fill up their pockets with the extra Dragon Gold.
So the suffocation, the name of their game, and you can see it up to the 10-minute mark. Good start by Dark Passage, but EDG patiently played it out and then just slowly turned the screws as the game developed and used every little bit of their advantage they've had. Successful ganks along the way. Still really yet to see. This Kha'Zix, of course, you know, picked in that split pushing, but it's just nothing to do for him right now. He's trying to keep them at bay, but they have such a good team comp, such a strong, solid team comp.
Yep.
You know, the big tanky frontliner, the brawler coming in from Clearlove, double shielding for Name to keep basically the superstar of their team completely safe.
And that's why it'll be a pretty easy siege for them for the secondary inhibitor. They don't actually have to wait for Baron. They've got complete control of the area, and they could set up wards and go for another pick. But they could just as easily go up and siege another inhibitor turret right now. Looks like they are making that call. Top will be the target. Name gonna come up mid. Maybe he'll clean up one more minion wave and swing over to the rest of the team. Dark Passage, this is their chance. While Name's mid, maybe they can make some sneak attack work for them.
Oh, last roll of the dice and Fabulous shows himself.
Well, they've got a pink ward here, so they're just gonna try and wait it out. They don't have too many options.
No.
Everybody run!
Yeah, they kind of caught on to the fact Clearlove here, all on his own. He's just going in for this one, but Fabulous will try and join in. The box comes down, and Dark Passage just scared of Clearlove as he dives right on top of them, and that really opens things up now. EDG moving towards this top lane. I really like the fact that Banshees and Randuin's was picked up there by Clearlove. With the fact that Naru can just blow up these waves, they realize that actually Clearlove and the rest of the team kind of have to dive to get in there to start these off. And there we see once again the shockwave comes in. Naru going to be blown to pieces. Crystal will also get picked off. That's 2 men down for Dark Passage.
Holy Phoenix going to get focused. Fabulous trying to lead them away. And Name has by far the damage to deal with him. That is a triple kill picked up by you. 4 members of Dark Passage down, and EDG will close out the game here. FCZF just bursting that Monsoon down to top everyone off so they can walk in and tank down the turret. Dominant performance from EDG as they progress from the lane phase. 17 kills to 2. I don't think this is any surprise to anyone in this matchup, but Dark Passage, it's a good start from them in lane that can take something from this one. They played against the #1 team in China.
They did, man. They held their own in the very early game as well. Man, actually, both of the Kazakhs and Rengar ended up level 16. They almost, I think the hunt might have just started off there. Did Clearlove win the hunt as soon as it started? Split seconds, we'll have to go and back and look at that replay.
Well, it's another win here coming in for EDG. I say another win. That's only their second game. And they lost the first game against
All right.
Samsung White.
They've won games in the past, Joe, so technically you're not wrong.
Exactly.
I'll give it to you.
They've won another game in history.
Another game.
For sure. It's been 2 incredibly action-packed days as well, so forgive me for that one. For Dark Passage, of course, not exactly the ideal start to things, but, you know, this is also a big experience for them. They're from a new region, we can definitely say, with Turkey. They've dominated that region as well, and this was kind of the next step for them, come out on the international stage after winning Wildcard very impressively. And to be honest, yes, they've just lost to EDG, but we're talking about EDG here. This is